when we talk about anxiety in a dog, really, it's really no different than a person. Okay, it's the fear of the unknown. What's going to happen? I haven't been here before. I haven't met this person, this dog, whatever. A test. It's very relative to dogs as it is people.
Right.
They just don't know what to do.
Right.
If you don't have good leadership ability, which is why you're here, that's what we teach.
Yeah.
Okay, then the dog's not looking to you for a little bit of help.
Right.
Right? Sometimes they just need to know what to do.
Okay.
Some of it is going to be maintaining just SIT, maintaining PLACE. It's not about always saying NO. Remember, I'm going to spell stuff because
Yeah.
when I say it, like I'm going to expect something to be completed, right?
Right.
So this is going to give you better leadership ability.
Okay.
All right. All right. Now the husky in her, I'm interested to see how much opposition we have.
Putting that on?
What's that?
Putting that on or just
Yes, when the sensation occurs.
Okay.
Okay. She's used to a harness that's always comfortable, and actually harnesses have this propulsion effect. When you pull backwards, and she digs in harder, and then she wants to go even further ahead of you. That's what harnesses are for, though.
Okay.
They are. Okay. So we're going to come off of those.
Yeah, I know that the vet mentioned that you have like a trachea.
Yep. Yep. This brand, this is the originator, and it's like 130 years old. They've made some changes over the years. One of the changes, what you saw is it comes like this. Okay, it comes with this center plate, so it redirects away from the trachea. Okay. Except they're kind of a pain to put on and off because you have to pinch the links here
Okay.
to fasten, and it has to be fastened every single time that you're putting it on. If you slip it over the head, the dog's head is bigger than its neck, so it's going to hang real low like this.
Right.
Okay, so it's got to be fit a certain way. So this particular buckle that we have, it allows you to slide on pretty easily, real quick. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. You want them even on both sides. That might be a little small. As even as you can get. We got 4 on one side and 3 on the other. All right, this is how this works. All right, that's the secondary lock. You just slide this over. Now you can get to the button.
Okay.
See how that works? Okay. You have to make sure that the chain isn't twisted.
Okay.
So if you just let it hang a second, it'll fix itself. Just like this. Slide it over. Now, you can spin it or you can fasten on the bottom. That's what you want to hook to. But we'll get to that in just a second, okay? All right, slide over, unhook. There we go. And it does go right under the ears.
This is built.
It just slides right back on. When it is fastened, it can't slide off. So it'll go right under the ears. I think you have, you got it mixed in with the name tag collar.
This thing. So that goes on first, like that.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay. Slide it through. Then push it over.
Okay.
Okay. If it's in the way here, you're gonna it won't push.
I
you.
gotcha.
Okay. All right. So it goes right under the ears. So I see your name tag collar is a little bit lower. Yep. There you go.
So that this is in front of the center for that, right?
Yes. Okay, just let her stand up. I'm going to get a look at it. We'll see size-wise. It looks just a little bit too big. I think her neck is hairier than it is
Sit.
wide, yeah. Okay, we'll stand here and get out of this glare for a second. Let's pull it off. I'm going to take a link out. See how low it hangs like that? You want it to stay right under here.
Okay.
So if you take the tip of your finger and you start, I'll pop it out, and you start pressing here, it's much more sensitive than at the base.
Right.
Right? So you want the slightest bit of pressure, and that's high on the neck.
Okay.
Let's talk about what you might see. Opposition is biting the leash, a paw on the leash, just a little bit of confusion to where the dog doesn't want to move anywhere.
Right.
Okay. Maybe rolling around on the ground, but we want to introduce it really slow. That's why I said don't even put the leash on yet.
Okay.
Right? So the slow introduction is really important. If the dog goes into leash pressure, right, and the leash becomes taut, it's going to be uncomfortable. All right? But that pressure point is 1.5 inches away. So you're never going to get strangulation.
Right.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable.
Right.
Does it ever puncture though?
I would imagine some really crappy ones do.
Okay.
But
Particular one?
you can, feel the ends of it. If we hooked it to the bumper of the car and we drove away with her, probably, yeah. But again, what's the intention? And you'll see how gentle it is, but I also want you to know what might occur with opposition. Because when she does it, if I adapt to opposition, okay? So she moves forward and I just put the brakes on and I say no, and I want her to change direction. All right. Disengagement is commitment through the shoulders. See, as I'm facing you, I say NO. The leash activates the prong collar, and I want this complete opposite change in direction.
I'm gonna stand over here because that's
Sure. So complete opposite change in direction.
Okay.
That's what you want. Then you know you got change in behavior. That's the beginning of the recall. That's the beginning of grandma's coming in, mom's coming in. Let her walk in. She's got bags full of groceries, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But upon the word NO, your dog should anticipate punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
When you say no, if you have been pulling on a harness, leash and harness, you're actually saying yes because it's comfortable.
Right.
All right, so you're assigning meaning and a marker of NO to something uncomfortable.
Okay.
Okay? To what level of uncomfortable? If I brought my dog out and I put the prong collar on and she'd never felt it before and she lunged, you might get her to vocalize and say, oh, that's terrible.
Right.
But she's not comfortable with it yet. She's not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And she lunges and suddenly it engages. That's not fair. Okay? That's why she got put up. We're doing it just by her, by herself.
Yeah.
Now, comfortable, uncomfortable, right? Comfortable is reinforcement. Uncomfortable is punishment. If I adapt to opposition, she wants to go this way, I say NO, I put the brakes on, it becomes uncomfortable, and then she turns around to face me and does one of these numbers because she's making an association to the person holding the leash. If I walk to her and I make the leash loose and comfortable, I've adapted to her opposition.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yeah. So she.
And I've reinforced her opposition because I made it comfortable.
Yeah.
When actually all we really wanted to do, just come back this way.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, you're talking, this is a 6-foot leash plus a 3-foot arm, I guess.
Uh-huh.
We're going to start even closer than that, just real easy. But when you give an uncomfortable sensation, that's punishment. You want distance. Okay? Hold that. The goal is, come back this way just a little bit. Face away from me, but you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I say NO, and maybe I take a step back like this. All right? So the leash is engaged, the prong collar became uncomfortable. But if you turn around and you come to me, it's comfortable. The association to being comfortable is with me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's how we can give positive punishment. Positive is actually added, not good punishment. There's no good punishment, right? We're going to add something uncomfortable, but we're not going to break a bond because we did it with distance.
Right.
All right? The same thing goes with remote collar. If the dog's standing next to me, initially, upon the introduction, and it's growling or doing some sort of nonsense, and I push the button on high, the only thing the dog can really associate is me. The dog might actually come after me because it's making that association.
Right.
Instead, grip that tight. Instead, we're actually going to use distance. Nope. And then guiding back to me with what? The complete disengagement because the shoulders turn around. That makes it comfortable.
Okay.
And coming to me, and then there's ways that you can kind of backpedal and encourage to come so that the dog understands, I don't know, he's all right.
Right.
We just met, but I'd rather be with him than not.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable when you're not.
Yeah. I'd rather not go bark and snarl at those dogs because it's comfortable with this new guy.
Right.
Not doing that nonsense.
Right.
So punishment is a necessary thing, but it's necessary to do it right too.
Yeah.
Right? And real quick, okay, to punish, you take away something that they like. You can't have it, right? Or you actually give an uncomfortable sensation. Reinforcement, exact opposite. Okay? I give you something that you like, or I'll take away or I'll stop the uncomfortable sensation.
Right.
Does that kind of summarize it a little bit better? Because operant conditioning is very tricky and confusing. Try to make it as easy to understand because it's very necessary to understand it and apply it correctly because I want you all to be able to problem solve.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay?
I think it'll take us too a little while to
Yeah, I
wrap our
mean, it makes
heads
sense on
around
paper, but I guess when it comes time to applying it.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
probably
Do you
the
like it?
practice.
Reinforce it.
Yeah.
Do you not like it? Punish it.
Yeah, it's just how you
Yes.
punish.
By the end of 8 lessons, or even like the first assignment is to look over it, and watch the videos. Like, what did he say again? Look over it. Look how and see how it's applied. All right, so you'll hold it like this. You let it drape down, and then we're going to go capture the short handle. And we're just going to capture with the tips of our fingers. Down the road, not during this introduction though, the pulling dog, we're going to let pull. Sounds crazy. Okay? So hold that tight. So begin to pull away. Nope.
Okay.
Good. This is loose and comfortable. Uncomfortable at the end. Okay?
Yeah.
But that way, right, you can let the pulling dog pull and let it out. No, none of this.
That's what
Like what I'm doing.
Yeah. Because then when the pulling dog pulls, you're
Yeah.
doing all that.
Yeah.
You just let it go.
Oh, yeah, it's
Okay.
easy with the leash like that.
Yep. Hook this to the prong and then unhook yours.
Does it matter which one? This one?
Yes, it does matter, as a matter of fact. So it's not the round one. It is that one.
Okay.
That's the one that spins all the way around.
Okay.
The one that's a complete circle, that's your stopper,
Okay.
so that it will only tighten to a certain amount. Okay? All right, here we go. This is it. This is the first little bit.
Do you
No,
wanna do
I
it?
got it. I want you to watch her. All right, take a couple of steps back. What did she do right here?
Yeah, she made it loose. But
Made it loose.
yeah.
Okay, so she's starting to figure it out. All I did was stand still. Okay? So with a little bit of movement is how we change behavior. Okay? Whether the disengagement, like we talked about, or the anxious dog, if we put them in motion, that mind relaxes. Okay? So you'll hear me throughout training a lot say, put the dog in motion.
Okay.
Use movement. Turn and walk. Stuff
Right.
like that. Okay? Especially with some anxiety. All right, so I take a couple steps back. Now look, I'm doing it just a little bit different because I don't want that abrupt snap at the end of the leash.
Yeah.
All right, but watch this here, okay? That's good. Are we friends? Good. All right, so what happens if that occurs?
See if she's
I just did it, right? All I did was lift and move my arm a little bit, and she got down. What you'll feel is, the legs are supporting her weight, okay? And when now the leash starts to support her weight, she wants to get down.
Right.
But why did she get down?
It was uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. Yep. So, and I did all that without getting mad. I did all of it without playing the pushing game. Because sometimes the pushing game and the interaction is actually what the dogs want.
Yeah, right.
Right?
That's what they're playing.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're just getting attention. They want attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Here it is. That's interesting because I barely even pulled it. If you'll notice, and you may not be able to hear it because we've done it so slow. Here it is again. The chain, when it runs through the guides, she can hear it. All right, that's a marker. It's also a marker.
So she hears it kind of tightening.
It's an audible marker, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Pavlov, right? Rings the bell, dumps the food. Rings the bell, dumps the food. Rings the bell, no food, dog salivates. Anticipates. Because of the marker and the chain being right here, anticipates it's about to do that. That's very early because we've only even pulled the leash like 3 times. But also the verbal NO. Okay? So every time that you want to stop a behavior, I want you to use NO.
Okay.
Saying GOOD or YES is not as important because the leash is saying it.
Okay.
Okay? Down the road when she sticks her nose in the trash can, let's say, and you give a very stern NO, you want the compliance for her to immediately stop. You're not looking for the audible marker for her to immediately do something by saying YES. You understand what I mean? Difference would be giving a command. So no, in essence, is a command. Because when you say the word no, you want those shoulders to turn around and to stop doing what she's doing. Okay, so that, look at it that way. I'm commanding you to stop. But she has to understand that there's an uncomfortable sensation when that word comes out of our mouths. All right? That's good. All right, I'm gonna do a little movement. Why don't you guys stand on, you can stand together or either side. And through movement, right? If she goes too far ahead of me, I say, nope. And we have to come back. All right, you'll see me how I can move the leash very fluidly, back to short handle, long handle. Just take some practice, okay? If you want to stand, why don't you stand right here, then the sun won't be in your eyes.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm giving an invitation for a simple turn, okay? But when she goes too far, well, let's try that again. Had the itchies. This way. Invitation to turn. When she goes too far, though, watch this. Nope. See how fast the shoulders turned? That's how fast it can be comfortable again. All right? And it was comfortable with me. Uncomfortable ahead of me. Nope. That's good. That's good. So she's very receptive just to sensation, not following food. Okay? Which is good. Okay? If all of this worked with food, we wouldn't be here. Like you mentioned before, she'll leave and come back and leave and come back and leave and come back. It's about staying. Okay? Come on. Come on. I want you guys to get a good look at how this works, right? Nope. See how gentle that is? And I'm not really pulling, but I'm putting the brakes on with my fingertips because I don't want to run into extension and then it's going to be more abrupt, okay? I put the brakes on with my fingertips here and then I stop. If I need a little extra, I take a step back. It's much different than doing this, okay? Come on. Nope. Good. That's good. That's good, good, good. All right, if she jumps, remember what we're going to do. Okay? Instead, if I pet like this, I can block her shoulders from wanting to jump. See how that works? All right. Come on. Let's try that once more so you can see. Come on. From here, Nope. Good. All right. I can block the shoulders. I'm just petting, but if I sense that she's about to jump, all I have to do is, come on. Then what? She's going to jump in the middle of the air and not really get what she wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Little things like that can make a big difference in the beginning. Because eventually she's going to say, I never get away with it anymore. I'm just going to stop doing it.
Right.
Right? You mentioned probably your dog was less defensive, prey-driven, or aggressive in behaviors, but more timid, right? The dog that lags behind in a timid state of mind is the exact same consequence as a dog that pulls.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? It's out of position. All right? So, think of it as this. I can't even get her away from me. Everything inside the length of the leash, this bubble I've created, this is comfortable. All right? You decide how close you want her. In a heel, this isn't a heel. But watch the turn that I do. Come on. See how I make this little turn with the slightest bit of pressure? And now this is heel. You can grab your short handle like this. All right? She does SIT well?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Okay, here's something too. Manipulate the position, then name the position for an extended amount of time until every time you say the word, she goes to it. All right, so it's naming it and then commanding it. So from here, sit. A little lift with the collar, a little poke of the rear end, right? So she got away from this sensation by dropping her butt.
Right.
She also got away from this sensation by lifting her head.
Right.
All right? But what do you got? Let's say it's something dangerous. I'm going to teach you this. Just the opportunity's here, right? No. See how I gave distance?
Yeah.
Okay. It's very subtle, but what I'm saying is, for that particular incident, that's not a good thing to have. I'll give you something better, and it's this. Okay?
Right.
In psychologically, right? And operant conditioning is psychology. It's just saying no to one thing, yes to another.
Yeah.
Punish one, reinforce the other.